Greetings, I am Rajkumar Parashari and I love doing physics. Today I am here with the optical instrument part 3. I will take up compound microscope in detail. Let us start with a review of simple microscope which produces magnification up to 9. I have already done a detailed video on the simple microscope whose link has been provided in the description box below. Tell me friends, how far you keep a book to read from? Or how far you keep an object to see its details? Yes, you're right, you keep it at your near point. That is about 25 centimeter in front of your eyes. Just check into the figure. Object AB has been kept at the near point of the eye. Friends, tell me if the font size in the textbook is very small or the size of the object is very small, then what do? You bring that object closer as it has been done in this figure. So when you bring the object closer to the eye, then what happens? Its angular size, the angular size of the object increases. And if the angular size falls within the limit of resolution of the eye, we should be able to see the object. But you see, in the process, when you keep object very close, then eyes get tired. To avoid eye get tired, what we do, we place a convex lens in between the eye and the object and ensure that the image of this object either forms at the near point of the eye or it forms at the infinity. When the image is formed at the near point, then the magnification is given by m is equals to 1 plus d by f, and if the image is formed at the infinity, then the magnification is given by the relation d by f. Here all the symbols, they have usual meaning. As I told you that simple microscope has magnification up to 9. Value of m, magnification is equal to or less than 9. So it can magnify the size of image 9 times the size of object. If the size of the object is very small, then the magnification produced by the simple microscope may not be enough. In that case, you need a compound microscope. A compound microscope necessarily has two lenses. The image produced by the first lens acts as an object for the second lens, and hence magnification produced by the combination of the two lenses is product of the magnification produced by the individual lenses. This is what I am going to show it in detail. Thus, if magnification produced by the first lens is m1 and by the second lens is m2, then the total magnification produced by both the lenses should be given by this expression. Here is commonly available compound microscope. It necessarily has a objective lens attached at the lower end of the fixed hollow cylindrical tube. It has a convex lens attached at the top end of the movable hollow cylindrical tube, and this lens is identified as eyepiece. Can you see this knob? By rotating this knob, this coaxially placed tube can be moved up and down. What is important over here is that the cylindrical tube attached with the objective lens is fixed, while the tube carrying the eyepiece is movable. You should also see this adjacent diagram. Both the tubes are coaxially placed. The lower tube containing the objective lens is fixed, while the upper tube containing the eyepiece can be moved up and down with the help of this screw shown over here. This platform is identified as a stage. Extremely tiny objects which we want to see, we place just under this objective lens over this stage. So the distance of the object from the objective lens is always fixed. This completes the construction part of the compound microscope. Now I will switch over to the principle and other related details. Now the principle of compound microscope. It states that if a tiny object AB is kept just beyond the first focus of objective lens, then its real inverted and magnified image A dash B dash is formed. On the other side, objective lens. If this image lies within focal length of the eyepiece, then it is further magnified. Final image is A double dash B double dash, which is real inverted and highly magnified with respect to object AB. You see, the principle which I have just written over here, I can explain it within this ray diagram. You should practice this ray diagram carefully. Over here, AB is an extremely tiny object. It has been kept just beyond the first focus of the objective lens. This is the objective lens. Objective lens characteristics are its aperture is small, even its focal length FO is small. So here is an object kept just beyond the first focus of the objective lens. Its image is A dash B dash, which is formed after the refraction by this objective lens. Now you see, A dash B dash lies within the focal length of this eyepiece, and hence this eyepiece acts as a simple microscope for this object A dash B dash. Its final image A dash B dash is virtual with respect to this object A dash B dash. However, this image, this final image A double dash B double dash is real, inverted and magnified with respect to this object. Two important characteristics of this eyepiece are: number one, its aperture is relatively larger. Number two, it has moderate focal length. So before I switch over for the derivation of angular magnification, in two cases, I would like to explain this ray diagram. AB happens to be an extremely tiny object. I have started two rays from point A, ray parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it passes through the focus, and another ray that passes through the optical center, it remains undeviated. Now these two rays, they happens to meet at point A dash. So A dash B dash will be the image of this object AB. Extend these rays and allow refraction from the eyepiece as well, and mark these rays as 1 and 2. And my suggestion will be that you should also draw these dotted lines from point A dash, a dotted line parallel to the principal axis. It has to pass through the focal length, and another dotted line passing through the optical center of the eyepiece. Call this as ray number 3 and call this as ray number 4. Now extend all the 4 rays, 1, 2, 3, 4. They will meet at a point, and that is the point where the final image A double dash B double dash is formed. So let us start with the angular magnification of a compound microscope in two cases. These two cases are when the final image is formed at the near point. Case number 2, when the final image is formed at the far point. When the final image is formed at the near point, then the angular magnification happens to be the maximum. And when the final image is formed at the far point, then the angular magnification has to be minimum. It is the ray diagram for case number 1 when the final image is formed at the near point. For the objective lens, AB is the object and A dash B dash happens to be its real inverted and magnified image. You should also notice that the object is at a distance UO from the objective lens, and the image A dash B dash is at a distance V0 from the objective lens. You know that A dash B dash acts as an object for this eyepiece. And for this eyepiece, A dash B dash happens to be the object, and A double dash B double dash, it's its image. Image A double dash B double dash is formed at the near point for this person. Distance of the final image from the eyepiece is V, while the distance of the object A dash B dash from the eyepiece is UE. Capital D is separation between the objective lens and the eyepiece, which is given by D is equals to VO plus FE. As you can see, this capital D is basically equals to how much? This is equals to VO plus FE. And L is called as the tube length. L is equals to tube length. It is given by D minus FO plus FE. So basically tube length is separation between FO and FE. You should not confuse between the separation between the lenses and the tube length. Angular magnification of the final image which is formed at the near point. It basically tells you that how big is the angular size of the final image formed at the near point with respect to object also kept at the near point. Over here, if you see, beta happens to be the angular size of the final image formed at the near point, and AB happens to be the object also kept at the near point. And hence, angular magnification in this case is given by the expression M is equals to angle made by final image formed at the near point upon angle made by object placed at the near point. So this is equals to, as you can see in this diagram, this angle is beta. The final image A double dash B double dash is at the near point and it makes angle beta, and the object AB that makes an angle alpha, and hence this is equals to beta upon alpha. You see, in the diagram it may appear as if beta is large, maybe 30 degree, 40 degree, but this is not the case, because you see the size of the object, this is of the order of a micrometer. Is that right? Even if this lens, this objective lens, magnifies it by 10 times, may it be, I mean, the roughly the size of A dash B dash is about 10 is the power minus 4 meter to 10 to the power minus 5 meter. So the angle subtended by the image A dash B dash or A double dash B double dash got to be very small. Is that right? And alpha is already small. I guess you already know that. Over here, this can be rewritten as 10 beta by 10 alpha. Let's try to find out values of 10 beta and 10 alpha. As you see in this diagram, 10 beta is, this is equals to A double dash B double dash by EB double dash. Is that right? So over here, this is equals to A double dash B double dash upon EB double dash. And what about 10 alpha? 10 alpha, you can also see in this diagram, 10 alpha is equals to AB upon EB. Because the object AB also happens to be at the near point, and hence point B effectively coincide with point B double dash. So this EB double dash and EB, basically these are same, they can be cancelled out, and hence this is equals to E double dash B double dash by AB. This can be written as A dash B dash by AB multiplied by A double dash B double dash upon A dash B dash. Can you see this A dash B dash and A dash B dash, they can be cancelled. So this is how this fraction can be rewritten as. Now you see over here, A dash B dash is the image of this object AB. So this term basically tells you the magnification produced by this objective lens. So this is equals to magnification of objective lens. If you see this particular term in the parenthesis, you will note A dash B, A double dash B double dash happens to be image of the object A dash B dash, and hence this tells you magnification of the eyepiece, and this is equals to ME. So the magnification M equals to MO into ME. Here MO is the magnification produced by the objective lens, and it is given by the expression MO is equals to VO by UO, while ME happens to be the magnification produced by the eyepiece, which acts as a simple microscope, and hence this ME should be written as 1 plus D by FE. Is it right? Now substitute these values of MO and ME in this relation number 1. We'll end up with the result that M is equals to VO by UO multiplied by 1 plus D by FE. This happens to be the required expression of magnification. So if you want, you can also rewrite this M is equals to VO by negative sign modulus of UO multiplied by 1 plus D by FE. This term is necessarily positive. Is it right? Magnification of eyepiece is positive, and think of why this is so. And over here VO, if you could see in the diagram by sign convention, this VO is positive and UO is negative. So if you're using this relation, in numerical, you will put this value of VO to be positive and the value of UO to be negative, and this term happens to be positive, and hence magnification will always be negative. Hope you understand that the value of M got to be negative irrespective the relation you use. Now case number 2. This is the ray diagram for the case number 2. How really we can switch over from case number 1 to case number 2. In the first case, the final image is formed at the near point. In the second case, the final image is formed at the infinity. And how really we can move from case number 1 to case number 2, it is pretty simple. We can switch from case number 1 to case number 2 by sliding eyepiece away from the objective lens. As we slide eyepiece away from the objective lens, what happens? That this first focus of the eyepiece also slides towards the right hand side. Is that right? So slide this eyepiece till Fe coincide with B dash, and once this happens, the final image is formed at the infinity, as can be seen in this ray diagram. Distance of object A dash B dash from the eyepiece is same as Fe. Angular magnification of the final image in this case is given by the expression m is equals to angle made by final image formed at far point upon angle made by object kept at near point. As you can see in this diagram, beta happens to be the angle made by the final image formed at infinity, and alpha happens to be the angle made by the object kept at the near point, and hence this value equals to beta upon alpha. I have already told that both beta and alpha happens to be very small angle, and hence this can very well be rewritten as 10 beta by 10 alpha. This can further be rewritten as you see from the diagram, 10 beta. 10 beta is A dash B dash by E B dash. This is equals to A dash B dash by E B dash. And how much is 10 alpha? 10 alpha happens to be AB by EB. 10 alpha is AB by EB. It can be rewritten as A dash B dash by AB multiplied by EB by EB dash. Now let's try to see their respective values. A dash B dash upon AB, this got to be the magnification produced by the objective lens, and this is equals to MO. Further, the value EB happens to be equals to EB happens to be equals to how much? V, and this is equals to minus D. D is the least distance of distinction, so this is minus D, and further EB dash is equals to how much? Minus Fe. This is minus Fe, and MO is always equals to VO by UO multiplied by D by Fe. Thus, the magnification should be given by this expression. This expression can also be rewritten as m is equals to VO by minus UO modulus multiplied by D by Fe. Both of these results tell the final magnification is negative. Thus, the angular magnification in first case m equals to VO by UO multiplied by 1 plus D by Fe, and in case 2 m is equals to VO by UO multiplied by D by Fe. You should note that point number 1, m is always negative. Second point, object is kept just before first focus of the objective lens, and hence UO is slightly greater than FO. Point number 3, for larger magnification, both FO and FE must be kept small, as obvious from these two results. Now we'll start with NCERT problems 9.11, 9.12 and 9.33, which are based on the compound microscope. I expect that you have read problem number 9.11 carefully. According to the problem, the objective lens has focal length 2.0 cm, eyepiece has focal length 6.25 cm, and these two lenses are separated by 15 cm. Let's see in this diagram. This is the objective lens, and the focal length of objective lens is equals to 2 cm. And this is eyepiece. The focal length of eyepiece is equals to 6.25 centimeter, and this can very well be rewritten as 6 whole and then 1/4, and this is equals to 25 by 4 centimeter. The separation between these two lenses, the objective lens and the eyepiece, this is equals to 15 centimeter. Is that right? Let's see that what we are supposed to find. So we are supposed to find that how far objective should be from the object in order to obtain the final image at the least distance of distinct vision. In the second case, they want the final image to formed at infinity, and they also want that calculate magnifying power in each case. Now you see, as per problem, we are supposed to find how far this object is from the objective lens, and this UO is to be found. The position of this object is so that the final image A double dash B double dash is formed at the least distance of distinct vision. And for this to happen, A dash B dash should be properly placed within the focal length of this eyepiece. If we see this problem carefully, then we'll notice that VE is known and FE is also known. Let's use lens formula for the eyepiece. And the lens formula is 1 by VE minus 1 by UE equals to 1 by FE. Substitute all these values. 1 by VE is minus 25 centimeter, and UE is to be found, and this is equals to 1 by plus 25 by 4, or this is equals to 1 by UE equals to minus 1 by 25 plus 4 by 25. You take 25 as LCM, and let's see that what you do get as this is 1 plus 4. 1 by UE equals to, and this is equals to minus 5 by 25, and this implies that UE is equals to how much? Minus 5 centimeter. So this object A dash B dash is at a distance 5 centimeter before this eyepiece. The total distance between these two lenses happens to be 15 centimeter. So the distance of A dash B dash from this objective is VO equals to how much? VO, that should be equals to 10 centimeter. So for this objective lens, now again we have two informations, and these two informations are, number one, FO is equals to how much? 2 centimeter, and VO is equals to 15 minus 5 equals to plus 10 centimeter. Use the lens formula. Let's see that what do we get as 1 by VO minus 1 by UO is equals to 1 by FO, and 1 by VO is equals to plus 10 minus 1 by UO equals to 1 by 2. or 1 by UO is equals to 1 by 10 minus 1 by 2. Take 10 as LCM. Let's see that what do I get as? This is 1 minus 5, and this implies that 1 by UO, that should be equals to minus 4 by 10, or UO is equals to minus 2.5 centimeter. Now you see, this suggests that the object should be placed at a distance 2.5 centimeter before this objective lens. Is it right? So this separation is 2.5 centimeter. Now next part. Next part is we're supposed to calculate magnification as well. I'll do it here. The magnification for this case is given by the expression VO by UO multiplied by 1 plus D by FE. I hope you can recollect the first part, the first component. This is magnification of objective lens, and the second part is magnification of eyepiece when the final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision. So M is equals to MO into ME basically. So VO is equals to plus 10. We need to put all these values with sign convention, and UO is equals to minus 2.5 and then multiplied by 1 plus D is 25, and FE. How much is FE? FE is equals to 25 by 4, and let's see that what do we get as. This is equals to minus 4 multiplied by 1 plus 4, and this is equals to minus 20. So magnification is minus 20. Minus sign basically suggests that the final image is real with respect to the object, and 20 basically tells you that the final image, the angular size of the final image is 20 times bigger than the angular size of the object when placed at least distance of distinct vision. So this solves both the quantities for case number 1. Now we need to switch over to case number 2 to calculate the same two quantities. In case number 2, the final image should be formed at infinity. How really final image can formed at infinity? And you already know FE coincide with B dash. In that case, what will happen? The final image is formed at infinity. So let's attempt this again. For this eyepiece, what information is known to us? Final image is formed at the infinity, so V is equals to minus infinity. Also the value FE is equals to 25 by 4 centimeter. Use lens formula, so 1 by VE minus 1 by UE, and this is equals to 1 by FE, and this is equals to infinity minus infinity. UE is to be calculated, and this is equals to 25 by 4. So basically this implies that UE is equals to minus 25 by 4 centimeter, or minus 6.25 centimeter. Is it okay? So as such, I could have used this value UE directly, because you see this object A dash B dash basically is at FE. So UE got to be equals to how much? Numerically equals to 6.25 centimeter. Now the total separation between the objective lens and the eyepiece happens to be 15 centimeters. So VO can again be calculated. For this case, VO, that should be equals to 15 minus 6.25, and this is equals to plus 8.75 centimeter. If you want to put in fraction, so this is equals to 8 whole 3 by 4. Is it okay? So this is 35 by 4 centimeter. Now next part. Now use lens formula for this objective case. This is 1 by VO minus 1 by UO is equals to 1 by FO. The value VO is equals to 35 by 4 minus UO is to be calculated, and the value FO is equals to 2. So this is equals to 1 by UO equals to 4 by 35 minus 1 by 2. Take 35 is to 2 as LCM. So we should get 8 minus 35. This is equals to minus 27 by 70, or UO equals to minus 70 by 27 equals to minus 2.59 centimeter. If you want that final image should form at infinity, then this object should be placed at a distance 2.59 centimeter from the objective lens. Now next part, we are also supposed to find magnification power in this case, and the magnification power in this case should be given by M is equals to VO by UO multiplied by D by FE. And this is equals to VO. Substitute values with the sign convention. I hope you know this is stand for magnification of the objective lens, and this is magnification of eyepiece when final image is formed at the infinity. VO is equals to how much? This is equals to 35 by 4, and UO we have just calculated, this is minus 70 by 27 multiplied by, this is 25 divided by 25 by 4. Now next, this is equals to minus 35 by 70 multiplied by 27 by 4 multiplied by 25 into 4 by 25. And if we solve it further, 25 will cancel this 25, 35 ones are, 35 twos are, 4 and 4 will also cancel. So basically this is 27 by 2 with negative sign. So this is equals to minus 13.5. So this is the magnification for the second case. So what I expect that you have read this problem carefully. According to the problem, the objective lens has focal length 8 millimeter and the eyepiece has focal length 2.5 centimeter. And the object is placed at 9 centimeter and the final image is in sharp focus. So FO equals to 8 mm and this FE equals to 2.5 centimeter. This object AB is placed at a distance 9 millimeter from the objective lens. And what we are supposed to find, let's see, we are supposed to find the separation between the two lenses and also the magnifying power. The separation between the two lenses, L equals to, you know, this is equals to VO plus UE is to be found, and also the magnification. And I am expecting the final image is at least distance of distinction because of the image is in sharp focus. Anyway, let's proceed with. So this lens has two informations for us. UO equals to minus 9 millimeter and FO equals to 8 millimeter. Now let us use the lens formula. 1 by VO minus 1 by UO is equals to 1 by FO. So 1 by VO minus 1 by minus 9 equals to 1 by 8, or 1 by VO is equals to 1 by 8 minus 1 by 9. 8 is to 9 is LCM. So this should be equals to 9 minus 8 equals to, and this implies that VO is equals to 72 millimeter or 7.2 centimeter. Is that okay? Now let us focus information given for the eyepiece. For the eyepiece, FE is 2.5 centimeter and the final image is formed at 25 centimeter. Let's again use the lens formula. 1 by VE minus 1 by UE is equals to 1 by FE, and this is equals to 1 by minus 25 minus 1 by UE. UE is to be calculated, and this is equals to 1 by 25 by 10, or 1 by UE is equals to take minus sign common, and this is equals to 1 by 25 plus 10 by 25, and that makes it minus 11 by 25, 1 by UE equals to. So this implies that UE equals to 25 by 11 centimeter, and this is equals to minus 2.27 centimeter. Is that right? So the value L, the separation between the two lenses, should be given by L equals to VO plus UE equals to 7.2 centimeter plus 2.27 centimeter, and that makes 9.47 centimeter. So this should be the separation between the two lenses, and the magnification for this case, should be given by the expression M equals to VO by UO multiplied by 1 plus D by FE. I hope you understand why I am using this expression, because the final image is formed at least distance of distinction. Substitute all these values. VO, and the value of VO is equals to 72 mm upon UO. UO is equals to 9 mm multiplied by 1 plus D is equals to 25 given over here, and value of FE is equals to 2.5, and this is equals to millimeter and millimeter will cancel. This is equals to 8 multiplied by 11, and this is equals to 88. So the angular size of the final image should be 88 times the angular size of the object when placed at least distance of distinction. Hope you have read this problem carefully. According to the problem, the focal length of the objective lens is 1.25. FO equals to 1.25 centimeter. If you want, you can write this as 5 by 4 centimeter. And the eyepiece, the focal length of eyepiece is FE equals to 5 centimeter. Also, magnification produced by the compound microscope is 30. Means M equals to MO into ME. This product, this is equals to 30. Need to be slightly careful, because magnification, as you might have seen in previous two problems, that magnification turns out to be negative because the final image happens to be real with respect to the object. So instead writing 30, let's write to be minus 30. This is given value. Is that okay? Let's see that what we are supposed to find. We are supposed to tell that how the compound microscope should be set up so that we have the magnification equals to 30x. So what basically they wanted to know, how far this object should be placed so that total magnification becomes 30. Is that right? And further, they're also interested what should be the separation between the two lenses, VO plus UE. So let us start our solution with the known information that the magnification of compound microscope is equals to 30. Let's keep MO as it is, and the value of ME is equals to 1 plus D by FE, and this is equals to minus 30, and MO multiplied by 1 plus D is equals to 25, F is equals to 5, and this is equals to minus 30. So MO into 6 is equals to minus 30, or MO is equals to minus 5. Or VO by UO is equals to minus 5. Let us assume that VO is equals to plus X. Then plus X by UO is equals to minus 5, and this implies that UO is equals to minus X by 5 centimeter. Now let us use the lens formula for the objective lens. 1 by VO minus 1 by UO is equals to 1 by F, and the value of VO is equals to plus X minus 1 by UO, the value of UO is equals to minus X by 5, and this is equals to how much? 1 by 5 by 4. This makes 1 by X plus 5 by X is equals to how much? 4 by 5, or this makes 6 by X equals to 4 by 5, and this implies that X is equals to 15 by 2 equals to 7.5 centimeters. Thus, UO equals to minus X by 5 equals to 7.5 by 5 equals to minus 2.5 centimeters. So we know that this object should be placed 2.5 centimeter before the lens. Is that right? And further, we are also interested to know that what should be basically separation between these two lenses, and that is how we'll come to know how the compound microscope should be set up. So I reiterate for you that that setting up of a compound microscope means two things. Number one, how far this object should be placed from the objective lens. Second point is that what should be the separation between the objective lens and the eyepiece. So over here, UO is known, and VO is equals to how much? This is equals to plus X, and this is equals to 7.5 centimeter. Now for the eyepiece, FE is equals to 5 centimeter, VE is equals to minus 25 centimeter. Let's try to calculate how much should be the UE. So why I'm interested in knowing UE? Reason being, we also wanted to find out separation between the two lenses. Now let's use the lens formula for the eyepiece. So 1 by VE minus 1 by UE is equals to 1 by FE, and the value VE equals to minus 25 minus 1 by UE is to be calculated. So this is equals to 1 by FE, which is plus 5, or the value 1 by UE is equals to minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 25. Take 25 as LCM. So what do you get as? You get as 5 plus 1. And this implies that the value of UE is equals to 25 by 6 centimeter. So this is equals to minus 4.17 centimeter. Is it right? So separation between the two lenses should be equals to L is equals to VO plus UE, and the value of VO is 7.5 centimeter, and the value of UE is equals to 4.17 centimeter. That makes it 11.67 centimeter. So let's come back to the problem, how really the compound microscope should be set up. The compound microscope should be set up by placing the object at a distance 2.5 centimeter away from the objective lens, as well as the separation between the two lenses should be equals to 11.67 centimeter. If we could manage this, then the compound microscope will have the magnification equals to 30.